That's that no nonsense. Well, I'm coming to you about another video talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. They're the best team in the NBA. They look to be the hottest team in the NBA, right? And the question is, by NBA on TNT, inside the NBA, can anyone knock off the Bucks? The answer to that question is, of course, the Lakers, the Clippers, right? And the 76ers have the personnel to do it, but I don't personally think they'll do it. This is my opinion on the 76ers. The Bucks, currently, their only problem to me is they lacking a second star or that second guy. Because once Giannis, pretty much they heart down on Giannis, that team seems to pretty much fall apart. It's like a puzzle. It's like a Lego, like one of those domino things, a domino effect. Once you pull a piece, the whole thing falls apart. The domino effect. That's pretty much what the Milwaukee Bucks are. This is what happened in the Eastern Conference Finals against Toronto Raptors. They was up 2-0. They could have been up 3. I believe they even went to overtime on that game. And then Toronto won 4 straight because once they hard down on Giannis, the other team, the mother teammates, didn't pick up the slack. And also, Mike Budenholzer coaching was questionable. He didn't establish Giannis in the paint. He still kept trying to have Giannis dribble down. But hey, they're going to talk about it.
So how big is the gap between the Milwaukee Bucks and the second best team in the Eastern Conference?
It's a gap, right? Because I don't believe the 76ers are going to beat them. 76ers like IQ discipline. They even like coaching acumen. Like I said about Brett Brown, he's not a great offensive coach. He's a great developmental coach. They should have went after Mike Budenholzer. You have developmental coaches and you have championship coaches. You look at Warriors with Mark Jackson. Mark was a great developmental coach. However, he got fired being that Warriors go to states in San Francisco. And obviously his beliefs, his religion beliefs, went against what the pretty much what the San Francisco state. You look at Warriors, one of their presidents, I think Rick Welts, he's gay. He just got married to another man. So Mark Jackson's Christian beliefs got him fired and it's getting him blackballed because we all know about the NBA. It's Democrat, it's liberal, right? That's how they roll. And liberals do not like religion. You know, this is not that type of video. That's why Mark Jackson's getting blackballed. However, it was a blessing in disguise. Unfortunately, and I use unfortunately because I don't wish that to happen on a player, on a person like that, right? But the reason why it was a blessing in disguise is because Steve Kerr is a better coach. A lot of guys hate the Warriors and they think Steve Kerr is overrated. Steve Kerr played under Phil with Jordan. Steve Kerr played under Greg Popovich with Duncan. He was the GM of the Phoenix Suns when they had Mike D'Antoni. The brothers' offensive diversity and IQ is off the charts. He can obviously adjust. He have problems with rotations at times, right? And he gets a bit too complacent. Sometimes he needs to have a bit of a backbone. But the brother is a very great coach. He's one of the top 5 coaches in the league, really top 3. It's him, Greg Popovich, Brad Stevens, right? Then you got Nick Nurse. You know, then you know we can have that debate. That's a different type of debate. So the reason why I correlated with the Brett Brown is they should have got rid of that developmental coach and hired a championship coach. But they missed out. The early bird gets the worm. Giannis went after Mike Budenholzer, had dinner with him, and he got him. There you go. So right now they like IQ, they like discipline. Ben Simmons still can't shoot. He won't attempt a shot. And like I said, they're going to sag off of him. They struggling with cohesion problems. It seems like Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons can't play together. They try to convince themselves that they can because the media likes Ben Simmons because he's light-skinned. And like I said about the media, they love showsmanship. And not light-skinned, I mean this pretty boy. He's pretty boy, right? He looks like we can put him on everything. All the girls want him. You know, Hollywood. It's Hollywood crap. Colin Cowherd was talking about it. Thinking that he's going to be the next Magic Johnson, expecting something from him that he thought he can expect, but you still got to go up there and get it. You got to have the mindset to cook your own food, even if someone say they're going to bring food home. Because if they bring that food home, you can put the food you cook in the refrigerator and save it for later. If they don't, you have cooked your own food. That's the mindset you got to have. You can't expect. You got to go out there and get it. It's the problem I'm having with Ben Simmons. So now they're exploring trading him maybe for a D'Lo. and maybe Warriors can package Draymond Green because Ben and Draymond can't play together. So maybe you can package Draymond, D'Lo, and maybe Alec Burks for Ben, Al Horford. You know, they can play around with that. But they realize that you either got to build a team around Ben or Joel, and they're going to choose Joel. That's why I don't believe the 76ers can beat the Milwaukee Bucks, right? Now, if they fall in line, if 76ers reach their potential, not only that they can beat 76ers, but they can possibly win the championship. They have tremendous upside, right? And I won't be surprised if Boston is able to beat 76ers, but Boston likes a center. Joel Embiid is going to eat heavy. The boy's going to eat, right? And I won't even be surprised if Philadelphia struggles with Miami. But hey, they're going to talk about it.
I live in Arizona, the Grand Canyon.
And who is that second best team? Miami, record-wise, it's Miami, then it's Boston.
Miami's not for real.
And then it's Toronto and Indiana and Philadelphia.
I'm going to say it, and I mean this. The only team that can beat the Milwaukee Bucks is the Philadelphia 76ers if they get Joel Embiid healthy. The rest of them teams, don't have a chance.
Well, you know,
answer the question.
If Miami Heat.
See, if Boston was able to, you know, if Danny Ainge was the fleecer, they was able to fleece the Pistons and try to get Andre Drummond and not sacrifice a lot, then they're going to be title contenders because they're missing a center.
Add something.
Oh, he said right now.
But right now, they're close.
Close to what?
They're close.
They're not close.
Yes, they are.
To the Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah, they're one starter away.
Yeah.
Not LeBron.
Klay Thompson.
Ernie, my answer is Boston Celtics. I had an event in Boston the other night, and I told Jaylen Brown, I said, you guys are doing okay, but you're playing too nice. It's something going on, nothing bad. It's just, you know, once they figure it out, a lot of teams take time to figure it out, but I think once they figure it out, they could be very dangerous now, because they really have three weapons that you know, you really
So
can't.
you have a lot of these players that, such as Kemba Walker, they trapped on bad teams and they put up a lot of stats, right? And a lot of guys say that, man, they underrated. So now that they get the spotlight, you get to see who they truly are, pretty much, right? You get to see who they truly are. And Devin Booker's going to be one of those players if that team makes the playoffs, right? We get to see who Devin Booker truly is. These are a lot of these stars that put up a lot of stats on bad teams. We finally get to see who they are once they finally get a good team and go to the playoffs. Kemba Walker, you know, be having these games, man, where he, you know, he got to find a way to impose his will at all times, right? Because he acts inconsistent at times. And Shaq going to allude to them. They play like they don't truly have a leader, right? And Kemba Walker is obviously, in my opinion, an upgrade for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is obviously better, but Kemba Walker knows how to be a leader in terms of galvanizing that team. However, you know, now we're going to see what Kemba Walker is missing, right? And I think Kemba Walker is missing that ability to impose his will on the game consistently. And Jason Tatum is taking that next step.
And guard, you know, Milwaukee got one guy.
And Marcus Smart used to be a horrible three-point shooter. But now he is a decent three-point shooter. You look at Lonzo Ball, and I just shake my head at Ben Simmons, man.
And he's playing great. He always plays great. But remember what happened last year when the game slows down.
And not to pause it too much, Marcus Smart is the definition of a player that got his contract and still works hard. A lot of these guys ball out on their contract year, get it, and that's it. Like I said before with these contracts, right? You know, when you pour, it's hard to get that motivation once you get a multi-million-dollar contract. It's hard, man. But if you're able to get that contract and still work hard, man, you know, kudos to you. Kudos to Marcus Smart.
Everybody just back up, and he's bringing the ball from the top of the key.
Yeah, but they don't have a Kawhi Leonard in the Eastern Conference like they did last year for Giannis.
They do have three guys, three starters averaging 20. Only team in the league that can make that claim. Jaylen Brown will not play tonight, by the way. He's got a bad right thumb. So this is a big game for Boston then when you go to Milwaukee to try to prove something.
It's a big game. You know, but the Celtics, they know that Milwaukee is the better team. They either need to show them that they can compete or that we're better than you tonight. You know, they're probably not going to win the game, but if, you know, three of those guys can get off and play well, anything's possible. I still like Boston as the second best.
The only thing is that, Ernie, he is so clearly the best player not in the Eastern Conference, and now he's starting to clear himself in basketball. But because of his skill set and the new rule changes the way they are,
The way he's able to ball handle, he has tremendous stride, right? He covers the court so quickly. His killer instinct, his ability to dominate, his hard work. Keep in mind, when I talked about Giannis, he is a guy that his coach said that he was on the team pretty much because he was tall. He said he didn't know how to lay up or dribble. So he used to stay in the gym all night, and part of it was he was afraid to go home in the dark and practice on the game. So this brother's hard work and determination is going to be able to be like Kobe's, right? Like a Jordan. So his hard work, determination, his stride, right? His gifts, and his shooting has improved. He is that guy that his skill is catching up to his hard work, right? He has tremendous hard work, but once that skill catch up to that hard work, things are going to become easy for you, Giannis. But like I said, it's going to come down to that second person. If his team falls apart, they're going to need that second person.
makes him virtually unguardable. So he's able to, you can't play physical with him because of the rule changes. And even if you could, he's kind of physical enough to come back at you. So his ability to do that and off the dribble and off a standstill and to get in areas of the floor because of his ball hand ability makes him, it doesn't matter if he's a great outside shooter at times because I'm not from three. I can get to the free throw line. My ball handle ability allows me to get to the free throw line. And so I'm a good shooter from there.
But also, Ernie, you know, Shaq said something interesting. Saw what happened to him last year in the playoffs. He's improved. He's not the same guy. You look at his numbers across the board.
And Giannis fell into that trap of expecting. Giannis said that when it was up 2-0, because everybody said Milwaukee was clearly better than Toronto. Toronto's IQ and the inability to adjust. Milwaukee's IQ and the inability to adjust made them lose 4 straight, right? There's just no doubt about that. But they were the better team. He said when they got up 2-0, they thought they was going to the NBA Finals. So now he knows that you can't expect anything. Even when someone said they're coming home with food, you may got to cook your own, fam. You got to cook your own. So in case they don't come home with that food, you already have yours waiting.
Even three-point shooting, he took that loss personally, and he is balling right now. He is the best basketball player, not just the Eastern Conference, in the entire world.
He's averaging 30 and 13 rebounds. He's averaging 30 points in just under 31 minutes. Just under 31 minutes a game. So and
Because he's doing a Steph Curry approach. You blow guys out, you sit out. You see other guys trying to stay in games because they're chasing stats. Look at James Harden, Russell Westbrook, LeBron. This guy like, hey man, I did my job, I'm gonna sit down. This is a true winner right here.
Might be the best defensive player in the league.
get this. He's played 1,195 minutes. He has 1,170 points.
Point a minute.
Almost. And James Harden, by the way, 1,449 minutes, 1,449 points. He is a point a minute guy.
15,975 dribbles.
I knew you were going to go there.
So, I mean, his dribbles, 15,975 dribbles.
Boston is the number 4 defensive team in the NBA, but their last 6 games, they've allowed 110 points and about 49.
Boston's biggest attribute is their execution. If you can't execute, then they're going to destroy you. That's one thing. This is why guys were calling them the San Antonio of the East, because Boston was able to utilize every aspect of the court. And if you had problems executing, they was going to out-execute you. You have to be better. Not only you have to be better than Boston, but you have to not have problems executing the offense, especially in the final seconds. If they face a team that have problems, that struggles with closing and execution, then you're going to struggle against the Boston Celtics.
Percent shooting. So what's up with the Boston defense?
You know, right now they're just not focusing. Lackadaisical at time. You know, I don't want to say they don't have a clear leader, but I don't think they know who the guy is. I know that they have 3 guys, but I don't think they know who that guy is, especially when they need a bucket. But we know they're going to pick it up. They will pick it up. But the last 6 games, they just got to blame it.
Marcus Smart just need to not get ahead of himself on offense. You know, sometimes, you know, he plays hard, but sometimes it comes back to hunt him, like how Draymond Green does. He get ahead of himself and just take questionable shots. And he's such a dominant personality that he's emotional, right? When you call him out on it, he'll go off on you. So guys have problems with. See, that's a lot of things with these emotional people. they blow up on you, right? And guys don't want to say anything to them, right? This is a guy that he took up a dumb shot and Brad Stevenson got on him and he punched the glass. I believe he punched the picture or something and cut up his hand. He pretty much had that Draymond emotion.
On effort. And
Marcus Smart, by the way, in the starting lineup tonight with Jaylen Brown out for the
I think the
Celtics.
in and out of the lineups have hurt them a little bit as well. You know, some guys have been hurt throughout the season, but you know, I think playing without a true center at times, or a guy who stretches the floor like Al Horford did last year, hurts them at times. But they're figuring it out. They're going to be around when things come around. They're going to be close to being. They're going to be in that Eastern Conference semifinal, trying to get to the Eastern Conference final.
And let's be realistic. Nobody's close to Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference. Like I say, Philly has the talent if they get healthy, but Boston, Miami, they cannot beat Milwaukee. And I'm not sure Miami could beat Boston or Philly, but Milwaukee is by far and away the best team in the Eastern Conference. By far.
Highest scoring team in
Well, I
the
agree. But against Boston, like I said, they execute great, right? Milwaukee has a tendency to have the domino effect. Once you game plan against them, everything seems to fall apart. And if you give Boston that life, right? If you give Boston that life, then they're going to pick you apart execution-wise, similar to how the San Antonio do it. This is why they was calling them the San Antonio Spurs of the East. The problem with Milwaukee is they are quote-unquote a boring team, right? So the media wants to throw them away, right? The media wants to throw them away. They want to try to put all their drama and hopes on this Clippers and Lakers Western Conference Finals because, like I said, the media push agendas and narratives, and they about showsmanship, right? And they wonder why the ratings are down. All the attention goes to two teams, and not a lot of fans know about other teams. You know, and that's one of the reasons why the ratings are down. But however, Milwaukee is coming. They alongside Toronto and maybe even the Denver Nuggets have the deepest bench in the NBA.
NBA. Only team
And the Clippers too.
in the league that hasn't been held under 100 points or in a game this year, and also a differential of 12.6.
Well, that's it. If you like this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and that's it. It's that no nonsense.